everyone, thank you for joining me for this episode of Beyond Books. Today I'm standing in front of our Community Reads display to tell you about the 11th Annual Community Reads Choice. So Kent State, For Dead in Ohio by Durf Back Durf is the choice that the Neighborhood Library Association chose for this year. The Neighborhood Library Association is a partnership between 7 libraries in the community. And this year, the committee decided to try something a little different. So they've chosen nonfiction, fiction books, but they decided to do a graphic novel as their choice for this year. Community Reads is an excellent reason for the community to come together, read the same book, and then discuss it. In the next couple of months after the book is read, we're actually going to have the author and illustrator, Durf Back Durf. He's going to be doing a virtual program on November 12th at 7:00 p.m. And he'll be answering questions about the book. Guests can come and they can ask their own questions and get to know Durf and why he wrote this book and why it was so special to him. In addition to the Community Reads program and the virtual program with Durf Back Durf, we're also going to have a student and survivor of the Kent State Massacre doing a virtual program in October. Rosanna Chick-Canfora is an adjunct professor of journalism currently at Kent State University, and she'll be talking about the May 4th shootings and her experiences while she was there. If you want to also join us for this program, just go to our website, novilibrary.org, to register. The Neighborhood Library Association will also be holding virtual events for the next couple of months, so just head on over to their website to see what they have planned. Today, I'm here in the Teen Stop at the Novi Public Library with Lindsay, and a special guest today, it's Steve Miller from the Huntington Learning Center of Novi. How are you, Steve?
I am terrific, and it's a pleasure to be here this morning, Dana.
Thank you so much for joining us. So the Huntington Learning Center of Novi is an educational sponsor for a couple upcoming programs that we have for teens. So before we get into talking about the program and what that's going to be, can you tell us a little bit about the history of Huntington and your role there?
Certainly. Huntington Learning Center was established in 1977, actually, over 40 years ago. There are hundreds of Huntingtons across the country. We have a very refined process for evaluating a student's educational needs and then personalizing and individualizing a program to really help them reach their academic goals, really for all age groups from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Okay. And then what's your role within the company?
I'm the center director here at the Novi Center. We have 2 centers close by. There's one in Canton, and it's been around for about 12 years now. Huntington Learning Center of Novi opened just last year, but it shares the same resources in terms of teachers, management. They're both very well-established, experienced learning centers. As center director, my job is to really understand the students' individual academic needs, review the individualized program that we have put together for them, and then stay in touch, stay involved with the parents so that they always understand where their students are in the program and how they're progressing.
Yeah, that's very important. So you said they're right down the street from the library, correct?
Yeah, we're
neighbors.
Yeah, just half a mile down on 10 Mile before Novi
great.
Road. Next to Expressions Music. I know a lot of people
are.
Oh,
yes,
at
I know where that's at, yeah.
Right.
So what are some of the types of services that Huntington offers?
Really, it's I would say it's easiest to understand 3 general categories. So first and foremost, academics, and that's for the general kindergarten through 12th graders. Academics as in reading, math, and writing. And then at a more detailed level within that, it's study skills, it's critical thinking skills, reading comprehension, specific individual skills. And then I would say a very central part of the Huntington program is the confidence and motivation of the student. While we're helping a student with their academics in a program, we're also building confidence, because once they get that confidence that they have very strong skills, it shows up in their motivation and their motivation for success in school. And so that, while not as tangible, central part of the program.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like Huntington's a very all-encompassing, it's not just helping the academics, but it's the student as a whole and everything that they can accomplish.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I do want to add that Huntington is different from many other providers in that everything we do is one-on-one tutoring. We don't offer any classes at Huntington. We offer just face-to-face and online, or as we call it, virtual one-on-one tutoring over Zoom. So I mentioned the academics. The two other areas that are primary in our services are exam prep, really to just help students reach their goals on the ACT and SAT. It's a comprehensive program that not only just helps them obviously do the very best they can on those tests, but really make them better test takers, fill the gaps, help them and prepare them, for what's coming in their college career.
That's great.
The last area is study skills, or study hall, I should say. Study hall is where it's designed for parents to be able to just drop their student off at the center, and in a safe and secure area, they can do their currently required remote learning at school. There's a certified teacher at the center. That teacher is trained in all things Zoom, right? So they can help them get connected, stay connected, and stay focused during their school session.
Yeah, and that's hard because kids at home, they might have distractions of other siblings in the house if they're younger and they're not taking classes, or pets or something like that. So Huntington sounds like a great spot where they can go and kind of zero in and just focus on what they should be doing at that certain time.
Exactly, and this program really started from our parents of students asking us, what are we going to do to support the families during this next semester, which is now our current semester. And as a result of that, we put together Study Hall, where it's not meant to be a program where the teacher is tutoring the student. The certified teacher is there at a low teacher to student ratio in order to be available to answer questions to help them through, so that the parents who are diligently trying to work from home don't become stay-at-home teachers or homeschoolers. So homeschooling is great. We have we support that activity greatly, but Study Hall is there to really support the parents who need to work at home as well.
Yeah, and so then you kind of touched on the virtual aspect and doing Zoom and stuff. So what types of things is Huntington Learning Center of Novi doing specifically for COVID and making sure that the students who are coming in and getting that one-on-one tutoring are being protected at this time?
Right, good question. And it's as you would expect, compliant with state and federal guidelines. So all the teachers, everyone's wearing a mask. We social distance. We've cut the capacity of our center in half so that we can adequately and sufficiently social distance. And we sanitize both the desks and the student materials between student sessions.
So we have a couple programs coming up here at the library, SAT and ACT practice tests. Tell us more about what students can expect from these virtual programs that are going to take place soon.
Great question. So fortunately, as I was saying, Huntington has a wealth of experience face-to-face tutoring, but we also do what we call virtual one-on-one, and we have found that to be very, very successful for the students, and we've brought that to this year's Novi Public Library ACT and SAT testing.
Yeah, because typically we have it in person, and we have a large group of students can come in and be together and take the test together, but obviously that's not happening. Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about each, the individual programs and what students can expect.
So for this test online, and we've done hundreds of these since March, is we're just going to start a Zoom session, and we will distribute the tests and gather the results. And what's different about Huntington is we always start with an evaluation of the student's needs. We will look at each one of those tests and look and produce an analysis of the questions and answers. And really that helps us identify exactly what to work on in order to help the student the most to build their skills so that they can do the very, very best on this test. That's how we approach it in our services, our exam prep tutoring services. Nationwide in 2019, we achieved a 5.4 point increase on the ACT across all of the network of centers, and a 229 point increase on average for all the centers on the SAT. We get drastic score increases. The students just need to bring their best to the sessions. That's the most important.
Yeah.
But for this practice test, we're looking forward to serving the community with a free practice test, and we will distribute those scores and summary analysis to help the parents understand where their student is in the test.
For students interested in taking one of these practice tests, they can register on our website, novilibrary.org. The SAT is on Saturday, October 17th at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m., and the ACT practice test is on Saturday, November 21st at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m.
So thank you so much for joining me, Lindsay, and of course, Steve Miller from the Huntington Learning Center of Novi. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. The Novi community and its students are going to be very excited to have this free program that they can take advantage of this fall. And thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Beyond Books.